The water isn't coming. Maybe it's closed from behind. She said I had just washed the dishes. Everything was fine. Anyways, do you have stored water? James has gone to take a bath. And the water isn't coming. I said no, I don't have, and this often happens. The water runs out. Now Aunt Rose didn't say anything to me, but James knew that I have closed the valve because of the internet password. Aunt Rose was worried. Then James' voice came. He said the water isn't closed from behind. He said, Mom, I know everything. Go upstairs and open the water tap. You'll see the water is coming. Before she came upstairs, I had already closed my valve too. He came upstairs, opened the tap and checked. But the water wasn't coming. Then I said, you don't trust me, do you? I'm not as idiot as him. She said, this boy has ruined my day. I told him 100 times to fill the bucket first and to take a bath. But he didn't. Now what can I do? Where can I get water for him? I said, leave him. He'll take a bath when the water will come. Anyway, Aunt was very disappointed and went downstairs. I stood in the laundry. After a while, he came out with a towel and soap all over his body and looked at me with furiously. I was eating an apple and smiling. He said, I won't forgive you. Saying this, he went straight up the stairs and reached the upstairs portion. I realized he has caught my trick. He opened the valve. By then, I had moved from the gallery to the lounge. I was thinking of going to my room when he came down from the roof and grabbed my wrist. He said, what have you done? I said, my father pays the motor bill, not you. Let go of my hand, so when I'll want the water will come. Otherwise it won't come. He said, hey. Then he started calling my mother. He said, Aunt. While my mother was busy in the kitchen for preparations of Henry's arrival. When she came out, I was trying to free my hand from him. I said, James, let go of my hand. My mother said, James, what's wrong? He said, she wants to create trouble between you and my mom. I said, Mommy, he's lying. First he closed the internet, then I closed the water valve. He said, I went to take a bath and she closed the water valve. Look, I still have shampoo on my head. He pointed to his head. Mommy looked at me with angry eyes and said, Lily, when will you grow up? I said, don't say anything to him, just scold me. Mommy said, enough, stop it. James, you go, I'll deal with her myself. He said, yes, of course. He went downstairs. Mom started pulling my ear and said, your father will deal with you now. I said, Mom, it's his fault, he closed the internet. She said, so what's the big deal? Tell your father to get you your own internet device. Fighting over small things isn't good. Henry is coming tonight, and if he sees you fighting like this, what will he think? That you're a quarrelsome girl? James is already a bit of a rascal. At least think about yourself. I want what's best for you, but you don't listen to me and start fight over small things. And when there's work to be done, you start being nice to him. I said, but you also do this with Aunt Rose. My mother was taken aback and she slapped me hard on the back. She said, shut up, don't talk nonsense, you say whatever comes to your mind. I said, you can't tolerate the truth. I went to my room rubbing my back. I called my father and got my internet device. Then I took out the Italian food recipe. Before Henry arrived, I prepared 3 Italian dishes. Mom had also made a lot of food. In the evening, he came with Dad because Mom had specially asked him to. I should have been happy too. I wore a beautiful dress and did light makeup. My brother was also happy, and so was my youngest sister, who was in 10th grade. We were all standing to welcome him when he arrived at our portion with my father. He greeted my mother and bowed his head. He had become even smarter and more handsome. My mother kissed his forehead and asked about his mom's health. Then she said, first go and freshen up, then we'll eat. He said, yes, I'm very hungry. He went to the guest room, and by the time he came out, I had already set the table.